Anchors up, sails at full. Welcome to the Sloopcast. How you doing today, Kyle?
Doing right, Jared. How are you doing today?
Doing good. Kyle, we just finished up. Sneak behind the curtain in case you didn't know by the fact that we don't change our shirts. We record these episodes back to back. So if you haven't listened to the Wednesday episode where we talk about last week college football and this upcoming week in the world of college football, make sure to check out that episode. This episode, however, is the Ohio State specific episode where we talk about Ohio State's upcoming matchup against, this week, Washington.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's not waste too much more because we got a lot to get into it here. So Washington coming into this game here 3-0, undefeated. Yes, wins over Colorado State, UC Davis, and Washington State.
Not impressive as far as opponents go. Can I say that?
Mm-hmm.
However, Kyle, despite the fact that the opponents are not fantastic, and they have not been fantastic, you dropped a crazy stat in the Discord today.
Which one?
The one that's absolutely crazy.
I have a lot of crazy stats in there. Are you talking about the one where the last 10 quarters of Washington taking out kneels for halves and end of the games, taking those out. The last 21 possessions they have scored points on. And of those 21 possessions, 19 touchdowns and 2 field goals. Insane.
So the past 21 possessions, they have not lost it on downs. They have not...
No turnovers. Yep, no turnovers, no punts, and no failed fourth downs.
Again,
that means they converted everything
level.
everything at Washington State, everything against UC Davis, and everything in the second half against Colorado State.
And yes, those are not good football teams. UC Davis is FCS. Washington State is historically bad.
I mean, you got to give credit to Washington, though.
100%. That's a crazy stat regardless.
Yeah. So
again, that's a great stat. Like, the competition level has to be low to achieve that. So achieving that against low competition level is still incredibly impressive. I'm not trying to dismiss that as like, oh, but you did it against bad teams. Like, of course they did it against bad teams. You're not going to do that against good teams. But that still shows an amazing level of consistency from their offense. That's still incredibly impressive. Let's be very clear.
Yes, it is.
Will they continue that streak into this game? No, they will not. And I don't even mean through all of the quarters. I mean, I don't, like, maybe they score on their opening drive. Maybe. Will it go much beyond that? I don't think so. They won't open the game with 2 scoring drives. I'll go out on that limb. How about that?
Sure. Offense lives and dies by their very, very talented, very, very athletic quarterback, Damon Williams. Very accurate early on, 73.5%, just shy of 800 yards, 6 touchdowns, no interceptions. And has also rushed, Jared, for over 200 yards and a pair of touchdowns as well. Getting it done on the ground, getting it done in the air efficiently as well.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're, again, points on your last 21 drives. Like, that's quarterback play. Like, to achieve that level of consistency, your quarterback has to be slinging it. Like, for example, not throwing the ball 3 yards in front, throwing the ball into the dirt 3 yards in front of your wide receiver.
Yeah. And their running back's no joke either. Early on, again, through 3 games, averaging 6.8 yards a pop, 9 touchdowns. He has 347 yards rushing, and also has caught the ball a number of times, 8 receptions, 150 yards, and another touchdown too. So he already has 10 touchdowns through 3 games already.
Yeah. Impressive. They are putting up offensive numbers. Mm-hmm. Now, if we look at the wide receivers, it's a bit focused on one guy.
Yep, which that's Denzel Boston, and rightfully
he's very
so.
good.
Rightfully so, yes.
But through 3 games, again, 3 games against 3 not very pretty bad teams. Washington's played some pretty bad football teams. Your second wide receiver only has 6 catches.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like, just looking at the statistics, it kind of feels like you're kind of reliant on one wide receiver in particular. And that's not going to fly against Ohio State. If Ohio State wants to take away a wide receiver, they're going to take away a wide receiver. Ohio State's defense this year has been excellent at containing mobile quarterbacks, which Williams is. Ohio State, through this point in the season, has not allowed a wide receiver to take over a football game. I don't think Denzel Boston is going to be different. Ohio State has allowed some running backs to get some yards on them, so we'll see what Jonah Coleman does. Amari, their third wide receiver, and granted they have a tight end with 5 catches, but wide receiver, their third wide receiver has 1 catch. There has to be that, you have to have that on the board, Kyle, because it's a 59-yard touchdown. Please tell me they have a 4th wide receiver with more than 1 catch. Like that has to be the case, right? Like, they have to have some backups get in. Please don't tell me that their third highest wide receiver reception guy.
They do have some that are. They do have more catches, but as far as yardage, no.
Okay. So you sorted by yards on this.
I did, yes.
Okay, that's fair.
So if you're wanting to look at any other wide receivers that they have there, I will say they do have a true freshman, Raiden Vines Bright, who has 3 catches for 57 yards. Rashid Williams has 5 receptions for 54 yards. And Justice Williams, another freshman, has a pair of catches for 28 yards.
There you go. So it feels like Denzel Boston plus a bunch of different guys.
Mm-hmm. But there's
and Amari Evans might not.
I believe in Washington posted out their kind of like their depth chart or whatever, and there's some notes about potentially Amari Evans maybe not playing. He's questionable, possibly. Right. We'll see. Questionable is what it is. Questionable, could be on the field, couldn't be.
It's a question.
Mm-hmm.
Spike says he's playing. You know what? I trust Spikes. That being said, how good is he? He used to play wide receiver for Penn State. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, how good could a former Penn State wide receiver be? Really stop and think about it.
Yeah. And defensively, though, Jared, I think Ohio State's defense is going to be challenged. They will be challenged sure. in this one here, containing both the run and the playmaker on the outside as well too. So Well, see if Ohio State's up to the challenge here. But I think on the opposite side, Ohio State's offense versus Washington's defense, I think it's maybe a little bit a different story there in my mind. If you look at the stats, it's hard. Oh, hello, whiteboard. Right. If you look at the stats here, Jared, it definitely doesn't bode well for Ohio State, but a lot of that is because they played Texas in week 1 and it was just a defensive battle between those teams. So
Ohio State has actually played some. Listen, I'll tell you right now, Ohio is better than any of the 3 teams Washington's played.
Did you know, Jared, since you brought up Ohio, Chase Hendricks, the one who had that long touchdown, Jared, leading the country in receiving yards.
Yeah. I'm just saying, honestly, I think the Bobcats are better than any of the teams Washington's played so far, including Washington State. Yes, absolutely, including Washington State. I think the Bobcats are actually that good.
I would agree with that too. So defensively for Washington, they got a stud linebacker, Devon Bryant, leading the team here. Jacob Lane, an absolute playmaker on the defensive end there. Already has 4 tackles for loss for the year, 15 tackles already for the defensive end. Isaiah Ward on the opposite side of the defensive line there has 8 tackles already. But they also have a safety. Definitely keep an eye out for their safety, Alex McLaughlin. He has 16 tackles already for the year as well, and a pair of picks.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say the other big concern for Washington is listed on the report is their middle linebacker, Buddha. I'm not even gonna.
Buddha. It's Buddha.
Buddha. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce the last name because I'm with the Sloop cast here and I'm going to butcher it so bad.
Al Yakata?
Sure, we'll go with that. Their Mike linebacker already has 15 tackles, slated to be out in this game.
He is not questionable. Injury report said out.
Mm-hmm.
That's a huge loss, especially if Ohio State, Spike's brought up that there could be some weather in this game. Maybe Ohio State needs to lean a bit more. You get that, Kyle, hold on. It might rain in Seattle. I'm going to let everyone digest that for a moment, that it could rain in Seattle.
According to the head
you
coach,
might need to lean on your running game a bit more if it does in fact start to rain. Missing, your second best or maybe your best, linebacker. Not ideal.
Yeah.
Bo Jackson time. That's kind of what I'm saying.
So the Washington head coach did state that Buddha is going to be out.
Yeah.
I was just reading up here. Didn't say exactly what, but is undergoing tests and won't be available this weekend and most likely won't be available for the next few weeks at least as well.
Yeah, I mean, I assume it's... Yeah, I mean, if he's already out at the time of the press conference, he's probably going to be out for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anybody else you want to talk about here that Buckeye Nation needs to be aware of against this Washington team? Any other names?
I mean, Ohio State's going to score their points if they just do their thing. The only thing that could, I think, really concern here is if, we saw Ohio State struggle in the red zone a bit. Ohio has a great pair of safeties, but
Washington.
Ohio. I meant to say that. Sort of talking about why Ohio State struggled in the red zone a bit. I don't, so the one thing that could concern me about this game, if you're an Ohio State fan, is if Ohio State struggles in the red zone. That could keep Washington in this game. Ohio State has yet to allow another team to score in the double digits.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they continue that streak this week. I think Washington will score into the double digits. They have an excellent offense. It's a three-headed beast. If you take out two of those heads, you got, like I said, you got Williams, you got Coleman, you got Boston. If you can keep two of those guys locked down and force the other guy to do it all by himself, we'll see what happens. The best thing you could do is score quick, get up early, try and take Coleman out of the game just from at least as a runner, just to try and force Washington into a desperate score type position. But from an offensive standpoint, Ohio State, if they're executing, if Ohio State's being the best Ohio State they can be, Washington can't stop them. Washington has not performed great on defense.
Yeah. Well, yeah. In the red zone, Washington's offense, number one, scoring 100% of the time.
Yeah.
And Ohio State, number one defense.
Competition,
red zone.
Kyle. Competition.
Sure. But Washington's defense, though, given the competition as well, every time a Washington opponent has gone to the end zone, they have scored every single time as well.
Into the red zone.
Yep, in the red zone.
Yeah. So, again, Ohio State, if Ohio State just has to be, like I said, Ohio State. And Ohio State, if Ohio State can just be themselves on offense, they will score a bunch of points in this game, which you can hopefully turn that into a position where Washington has to be one-dimensional offensively, taking Coleman out of the game. Then you can focus on Boston, and at that point you're forcing Williams to go to other options and to scramble around. I think that's the key here. That's true, Esquire. Kyle was not wrong when he said every time the other team got into the end zone, they got into the end zone. That is also technically correct. But that's it. Just Ohio State's going to score their points as long as they take care of their own business, and Washington is going to score points as well. You're not going to shut out this Washington team. They're too talented on offense.
Yeah, I think the other thing too to keep an eye out, because it's questionable, is another defensive back that Washington may or may not be out, and that's Takario Davis as well. If he's out, I think even if it's raining, Jared,
Kyle, there's not a person on the Washington defense who's going to make a difference. If Ohio State is doing what Ohio State is supposed to do and they're executing to the best of their abilities, there's not a soul on the Washington. I'll let Washington go back into their pocket of alumni and bring someone in. They're not stopping Ohio State's offense.
Right there.
Go bring Buda Baker back. Do a double Buda defense. It doesn't matter.
All right. We do have to take an ad break here, so let's go and do one real quick. TheSloopcast.com is your site for anything and everything Sloopcast related. There you can find all of our links, such as our YouTube page, our Discord, our merch store, 7071, our Patreon page, and much, much more over at TheSloopcast.com. We'll take a quick ad break and be back for some Sloop Sayers.
All right, we are back. Kyle, I'd like to introduce you to Husky, the Husky. That's his name. He's Husky, the Husky.
All right, let's get right into it.
That's for our YouTube viewers.
First question here, Jared. Ohio State player to watch. Who do you have, Jared?
Might rain, might get a little sloppy. Give me Bo Jackson.
That was my thought as well too. Was Bo Jackson as well? I think that the
Arvell Reese getting a lot of love in the chat, and they aren't wrong.
I mean,
honestly, I probably should have picked the defensive player.
I mean, I was kind of
in retrospect, I should have picked the defensive player.
I think I'll just to pick someone different. Yeah, I think I'll go with Hicks. I'll go with CJ Hicks.
Hey Kyle, I'd like to change my answer. I need to go with a defensive player. Give me Caleb Downs.
Downs, sure. If all else fails, go down to Downs. Enemy player to watch. I mean, do I have to say it, Jared?
I mean, you have three options. I don't think you're wrong with any of the three options available to you here. What on earth did you just do to the show notes?
I did nothing. You saw nothing. You just saw it go blank for a moment,
sure did.
And then it came back. And then it came back.
It looked like you deleted the entirety of the show notes.
You just blinked. That's all that happened.
Okay.
You just blinked.
This conversation is just for Kyle and I. No one else saw what
Demon
happened.
Williams. Demon Williams is mine to pick here for Washington player to watch.
I'll go with Jonah Coleman.
All right.
The running back.
Fair enough. All right, key matchup. To me, Jared, I think it's the linebackers. It's Ohio State linebackers versus Williams. Keeping him contained. Don't let him get out in space, because if you get him in space, he's going to make guys miss. He's going to get those extra yards, pick up those first downs, extend the plays.
Yeah.
Keep him contained.
I think you said it perfectly. Damon Williams versus containment. I'll just keep it generic. You could say the defensive ends. You could say the linebackers. I'll just say versus containment. Keep them in the pocket.
All right.
Does Washington have anything on the interior O-line? Like, is their interior offensive line good? Is that what you're asking? The answer to that question is I don't know, because they've only played cupcakes all year. I don't
think so. Even Jared, with the teams that they've played, they are number 128th in quarterback sacks per play. Not good, especially with the teams that you go up against.
Considering who they've played, that's terrible.
Yeah, and Ohio State is 1.89%, which is 13th in the country.
No, but Esquire's making good points down in the chat. You get pressure in his face. This could be a great game for the defensive tackles. I think he's making. Well, if the defensive ends can keep him contained, and then you get pressure up the middle, I believe is what Esquire is saying, and I think that's totally valid. I think that's
yes. Yep. Okay. 9.5 is the spread in this game in favor of the Buckeyes on the road. And I think we talked about in the previous episode, it's kind of gone down to 8.5, 9.5, 10.5, but CBS has it locked in at 9.5. Yeah. We both picked Ohio State in the previous episode to win here, as well as our guest speaker. He's not even here. Our guest picker.
He's in the chat. He hasn't been saying anything, but he's here. He's in the room.
Oh, hi, Odin. When did you join? Hi.
He's been here all episode.
Yeah. So we all.
Odin is with us.
He is. That is the perfect time to use that GIF. Yes. We all picked Ohio State to cover, and to beat the spread as well. But Jared, what do you have as the final score, though?
You know, Kyle, I don't feel like I've had a chance to do this in a while.
Uh-oh. Are you doing it?
but I feel like Washington can actually, I feel like Washington can actually score some points, and I feel like Ohio State's going to score some points. So for the very first time in a very long time, I am bringing back an old tradition. I have Ohio State winning 42-17.
59 points. What's special about 59?
52-17.
There it is.
Listen,
good job,
sometimes
Buckeye
math
Esquire.
Don't do math live, kids. Don't do math with a camera on your face and a microphone in your mouth.
I don't have it that bad. I have 42-10.
Listen, I think yours is more accurate, but I just haven't had the opportunity to get anywhere close to the old bit of making the final score add up to 69 in such a long time that I just felt like I had to take the opportunity.
Odin has a lot closer. A 14-point victory for the Buckeyes, 27-13.
Ain't no chance in hell they're holding Ohio State to 27. If Ohio State gets held to 27, if Ohio State gets held to 27 points in this game, it's because that's 9 field goals. That is 9 field goals. That is the only way that happens. That is 9 field goals.
He's saying this is our mistake game.
And by the way, that math does check out.
Jet, what are we, Iowa?
Did I say a defensive touchdown? No, I said 9 field goals. First of all, ew.
First of all, ew. All right, I think that is
almost it.
I think that's it here. Anything else you want to talk about in this game? Anything else
we have one more segment, Kyle.
We do, don't we?
We do. You almost forgot about Austin's over-unders.
I never would forget about Austin's over-unders.
Because here. I'm here to remind you.
No, you're I don't know what you're talking about, Jared. I don't know what you're talking about here.
And
Austin's over-unders.
And yet Austin claims he's Team Kyle.
Well, Kyle deleted the show notes.
Kyle did delete the show notes.
It's not there, Jared. It's not there. Buckeye Esquire, that's what I did. Control Z, yes. Accidentally did Control A and Control V, and that just deleted everything other than what I won't go into. All right, moving on. Austin over-unders. He says over-unders for the Snow Dogs. All right, first off, he has Boston catches at 5.5.
Under. They can't let that happen. It'll be someone else. It'll be Roebuck. It'll be someone else who maybe the tight end, DeGraff.
He's at 5.3.
I'm well aware.
Catches.
I'm well aware. Ohio State can't let that happen. The secondary is too good. The defensive strategies have been too good. They're able to take away who is clearly the favorite wide receiver on this team.
I'm not
saying he'll get 0 catches.
Yeah. I'm going to go over, Jared, just because I think they may need to get away from the run and may need to pass more to try to keep up and try to get Boston the ball.
That would be bad news. Because if they get into a situation where they have to focus on the pass, that would allow Ohio State to double Boston the entire time.
Okay. Well, I just think they'll try to get the ball to the playmaker out there, and
they can try all they want.
He'll get his catches there, but I think it would be maybe something similar to what you see for like 7 catches for 75 yards, something like that.
Not happening.
Okay. All right. Saying completions. I thought it was completion percentage. I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? Saying completions at 21.5.
This might come down to like weather.
And he's only done that once this year so far.
Right. And because Washington's offense is pretty good, that means that Ohio State's going to have less snaps than normal.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go under on this one.
I'm going to go under as well. That you read my mind as well. I'm going under as well. All right, we got Styles and Arvell tackles set at 22.5 combined. Seems like a lot. I'm going to go under with this one.
Yeah, it feels like a lot. I agree.
Which means that they'll probably get over.
Yeah, and this might come down to, like I said, if Ohio State's able to get up quick, force Washington into a pass first focus, this number is practically impossible to achieve.
Washington third down conversions, 42.5%, which
Under.
they are currently number one in the country on third down percentage at 69.5%.
Against who? Under.
But you can look at that with Ohio State too, and they're not that great.
Against who? What, did they play the other best defense in the country week 1?
They did, but what about the other games then?
Well, based on your stats, Grambling doesn't even count for those stats because it's an FCS school, and Ohio once again is better than any of the teams Washington's played at this point. So both of Ohio, because again, the stats that we pull these stats from team rankings. Team rankings does not include FCS schools in their rankings. Therefore, Ohio State's two opponents, who are the only ones that count on this. Washington has only two opponents who count on this, and both of Ohio State's opponents are better than both of Washington's opponents. One of them by a factor of 5 with Texas.
Sure. I'm going under as well, though.
Okay. So why were you fighting me on this?
Because I wanted to.
Fair enough.
It makes good podcasting.
You know, you're not wrong.
Claire and JJ receiving yards combined at 154.5.
Claire's an interesting addition here.
That is interesting, yeah.
I'm gonna go over.
What does Claire have? Claire has 4 catches for 48 yards.
Not a lot.
It does seem like a lot. I'm going to go under. I'm going to get under.
Here's the thing, though. If the game falls in the right way,
I won't be upset if I'm wrong.
If the game falls in the right way, there's a decent chance Smith. I don't want to say this. There is a decent chance if things fall the way they will, JJ gets all of those yards.
Maybe. So are you going over?
I'm going over.
All right. Williams Jr. and Coleman combined rushing touchdowns at 1.5. Granted, with my final score of 10 points, I have to say under.
You are kind of yeah. You are kind of, yeah. I, however,
the
will
math
be.
Checks out.
Oh, wait a minute. That says rushing touchdowns.
It is rushing touchdowns.
Oh, I was about to hit the over on that hard. I didn't realize it said rushing at first. I'm gonna go under.
All right. Last one here. Bo Jackson rushing yards, 93.5 in this game.
Man.
In the 2 games he's played, Jared.
Yeah.
9 rushing attempts against Grambling for 108 yards.
Yep.
And against Ohio, 9 rushing attempts for 109 yards. He is averaging 9 rushes for 108.5 yards
against Grambling
And Ohio.
and Ohio, who, like, I think Ohio has good safeties, and I feel like, but the offensive line, the trench was not where Ohio was gonna make that hay. That being said, man, but Buddha's out.
I'm gonna,
The problem with this is, like, Peoples might get a hot hand and he ends up getting a bunch of the carries. You know what I mean? That or Donaldson. That's the problem here. I'm still gonna go over,
and that's why I'm thinking under.
I'm still gonna go over.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I feel like these running backs, it's going to be who has the hot hand, and that's kind of why I like this three-headed beast in running back right now. Who has the hot hand? All right, let's give them the ball more.
That can backfire, though. I mean,
sure.
J.K. Dobbins very plainly said that the whole hot hand system is why he suffered as a sophomore, because he was constantly trying to break big runs so that he could stay in the game. Like,
Gotcha.
The hot hand thing can work against you. So
Sure.
just something to be aware of.
Fair. All right, that's it. All right, we're going to have to end it there. So that is our Know Your Enemy, get to know Washington, some Sloopsayers, and some Austin over-unders. So we'll call that an episode.
That is, unless, of course, you have anything in Kyle's corner.
I don't. We're way over in time, so we'll just go ahead and end it.
I thought we'd do 40 on these. I think we're doing good on time. Or do we do, no,
Okay.
We do 30 on these. We do 40 on Scarlet and Grade. Never mind. You're correct. So yeah, we are over. Tonight's ending music, once again, just like yesterday, will be brought to you by an Ohio-based band called Motorbike, spelled exactly the way you would expect motorbike to be spelled. So with all that being said, I'd like to encourage everyone to drink local beer, listen to local music, and of course, support local podcasters. Once again, this is Motorbike.